Doctor. The young woman who was brought in from the health club. How badly? Oh, thank you, Cassie. Are you okay?
No, I'm fine. There's nothing wrong with me.
But, so you are not the one who fell off the uneven parallel bar?
No, that was Cheryl.
I see. There was a woman at the inn who told me that well, how badly injured is the other girl?
Well, she's got a bump on her head. She sprained her ankle. She could have been killed, Mom, if she'd landed on her neck or injured her spine.
Yes, I know.
That could have been me. I mean, I was thinking about going first on the bars. So you rushed over here because you thought I was hurt?
I panicked, I guess.
In spite of everything, you still love me?
You're my daughter, and you always will be. Now, I've got to go.
Mom, you're making me wish I was injured. If that's what it's going to take for me to get you to treat me as something other than a traitor, I will gladly go get injured.
Now, you just rest here a moment. I have another patient I have to attend to.
I need to call my boss, okay?
Sure. It's okay to use the phone. I'll be right back.
Hi, Lee. It's me, Cheryl. An emergency. Yeah, it went fine. It almost went too well. I wasn't prepared for the bar to break so quickly, but... yeah, a sprained ankle. Should I sue the Vernon Inn while I'm at it?
I got your message.
Hi.
You're out of court already.
Yeah, it's postponed.
Oh, you're upset.
You want some coffee?
No, thanks.
Judith, we need to talk.
About what?
Your brother. Look, he's right in the middle of this conflict between my daughter and my ex-wife, and doesn't seem to be affected by it in the least.
That's not true. He's very sensitive.
Oh, he's sensitive, all right. He's broken Dorian's heart. Now he's going to break my daughter's heart.
I really take offense at your tone of voice, Herb.
Why has he never been married?
I don't know. I suppose he never found the right woman.
Does she exist?
I don't really know the intricacies of my brother's love life.
Judith, is your brother capable of sustaining a long-term relationship? Yeah, you see, there are people in the world who are in love with that first initial passion and the starry eyes, and once it's faded, they move on.
I wouldn't exactly describe him that way.
Yes, but is it the truth?
It's possible. He hasn't talked seriously about marriage, and I don't think he's that interested in children, but it's not my business, it's not yours.
No, it's my business. When a man comes between my daughter and her mother, that's my business.
You're
Judith.
making a very great assumption. If you took this case to court, a judge would probably clobber you.
So I'm being paranoid and John had nothing to do with it.
No, but yes, he was part of it. But I'm not going to let you blame him for the emotional problem between Dorian and Cassie. I'm sure Cassie knew the consequences. He tried to resist it every step of the way, and I really resent you suggesting he started the whole thing.
Well, what do you expect me to do?
I expect you not to let this spill into our relationship.
So I should just back off from it. Now, that's very hard to do, especially when I see my daughter being hurt.
You're the one who could get hurt. Possibly both of us. I think you know that.
I thought you were hurt. You said you were going to work off your frustrations on the uneven parallel bars.
I know. Mom, I have been so miserable for weeks now.
Please don't remind me.
But look at us now. We're together, we're talking, and we have to continue.
How's your friend Cheryl?
I don't know. She's not really my friend. She's just a girl I work out with at the club.
Cassie, there's a part of me that just isn't ready to forgive you. I'm having a hard time forgetting what you and John did.
I know. That's why we have to talk. Not argue, not yell. so that maybe we can finally get things back to how they were with us. Please?
Not easily between us, Cassie.
Mom, do you realize what you're saying?
Yes, I do, but I can't help it. I mean, I know that when I thought that you were hurt, I panicked, I came rushing over here, but now...
Maybe if we could just talk, I'd feel better, and I'm sure you would too.
You know, Herb says that my biggest problem is that I have to open my mind to the fact that you and John didn't deliberately set out to betray me.
We didn't.
I know that you're not both dishonorable people, but you behaved dishonorably. You both continued on a course that you knew would hurt me, and yet you were indifferent. You were indifferent to the fact that...
Mom,
my feelings would be hurt, and that is what hurts more than anything.
it wasn't indifference. Chemistry just got control of me.
It's true you've had very little experience with men.
I know, but that is no excuse.
John certainly can't use inexperience as an excuse.
Mom, John tried to be a little more mature about this than I was. He ignored the growing feelings at first, and I couldn't deal with that. I couldn't deal with the dishonesty, his or mine.
Oh, but dishonesty towards me, that didn't matter.
Somehow, in my brain, I wasn't doing anything wrong. The way I reasoned it is that if you and John were perfect for each other, none of this would have been happening. And if you hadn't been so adamant about our attraction together, maybe the whole thing would have just blown over.
So now it's all my fault, is that
Mom,
it?
Please, I'm not saying that. Please, don't lose your temper. This is our last chance to finally really work this out between us.
Cassie, I tried to point things out to you. You both denied it. You both didn't do anything to stop it.
I know that. And that is what I'm trying to explain to you. By the time I realized, and I consciously realized that I was attracted to John, your boyfriend, my mother's lover, it was too late. And even though we never made love, we never even came close to it, I was ashamed of myself. And I hated myself for it. If I had this to do all over again, I probably would have just headed back to Europe. You and I got along great when we were thousands of miles apart.
What do you want from me? Absolution?
No, I can't ask you for that. I just want a little understanding of what happened.
Herb says that he thinks that John never was good enough for me. I mean, in terms of money and prestige and power and all of that. I was absolutely furious at it at the time he said it, but I guess he does have a point. I think that eventually I might have broken up with John. We would have fought, called each other names, called it off.
Yeah, maybe.
But you see, when a love is suddenly taken away from you, you tend to idealize that love into something better than perhaps it really was. And then there's this sudden shock, you know, that really hits at your insecurities, especially when you find out that your daughter, your little girl, has suddenly become a woman who is more alluring than you are.
Mom.
Honey, can you imagine how that made me feel? I'll tell you. It made me feel old. Old and unattractive. I didn't like that feeling. I hated you and John for making me feel that way.
Mom, you're incredible. You are a beautiful woman. John and I, we were operating off a whole other wavelength. We worked well together. Everything was comfortable. There was no effort involved.
Something that just happened out of nowhere.
Yes. We never tried to hurt you on purpose. We never would. And maybe because of that, we hurt you more.
I did try to tell you what was going on, didn't I?
I know. I know. And even though I've told you this before, and I'm really not sure you believed it. All we did was kiss. That's it. We stopped seeing each other altogether. And I had too much self-anger and guilt to even attempt a relationship with him.
What if I gave you both my blessing? What then?
I don't know. Up until a few minutes ago, I didn't really think that would be possible in this lifetime.
It probably isn't.
Mom, can we at least be friends again? I didn't realize how much your friendship meant to me until I lost it. I think it's more important to me than having a mother.
Sure. You don't need a mother. You've never taken my advice about anything. You certainly have never obeyed me.
Okay, ask now. Your wish is my command.
Oh. Earlier today, Herb said that he thought that I was the only one who could end this suffering that all three of us are going through. I don't know about that. I do know, though, that I can't walk out of this room feeling the same way that I walked into it.
You ran in here, remember? You ran in here because you loved me and you were worried about me.
I do love you. But something has changed. You've got to understand that.
I do. I can't really put it into words, but I can feel what you're saying. It's just important that we don't lose that other part of us that's still here.
Okay, I think we've made some important strides. I do. But I have to get going.
I have to check on Cheryl anyway. Mom, I will continue to stay away from John. I don't ever want to hurt you like this again.
You're a great big grown-up woman now. Baby, you can see anybody that you wish.